Hello again this morning. I just wanted you to know that today I talked about miracles this morning. Everybody wants to see a miracle. Well, let me show you a miracle. God gave man this world. And he not only gave him the world, he gave him the right to select his own feelings. And by doing that, by giving you the ability to feel what you would feel and select what you would feel about what you would feel and how much you would feel about it, he gave you dominion over this world. Look what we've done with it. Instead of being together where we could solve all of our problems and many, many more, we decided to cut other people out. That in order to have real power, we had to have control. Well, God didn't intend it for groups. He intended it for you, the individual. And since we've decided to give it to groups, because that was the only way it seemed like we had power when we were together, reality was all it did was increase the power that we already had, which he gave us as an individual, not as a group. But we turned around and we gave it to groups. Instead of seeing the miracle every day when you look in the mirror and seeing the miracle that is you, that God gave you, you see countries, nations, people out trying to kill each other over their definitions. You want a miracle? There's your miracle. That's what men have made. That's what you have allowed. Now, is it miraculous? Yes. Hundreds of millions of people have died in the last 100 years, fighting one thing, which was socialism, which is groups. They want to give their power to groups and then have that group have power over them. I'm sorry, you get what you asked for. You wanted this miracle, you got it. The world is tearing itself apart at the seams because you empowered it. You gave it this right. God gave it to you. What you did with it is create the miracle that you wanted to see. Well, now you have your miracle. The world will come apart because of your miracle. Many more will suffer. But there is hope. And the hope is that people will turn their backs on this man-made miracle and try to recreate the miracle that God gave them, which is to help each other, to share with each other, not to do for each other, but to help each other. That means everybody has to put into it. And that's why socialism looks so good, because everybody else is putting into it. I don't have to. It doesn't work that way. Everybody, each individual has to put into it in order to achieve. I wish I had better news to report, but after I got up this morning, I was pressed real hard in my heart to get back online and talk to you about the real miracle that is happening. That miracle is that God gave you a planet. He gave you everything you need. He said, here, this is for you. Make it better. Make it wonderful. You have the ability to. And instead, you chose to tear it apart by trying to have dominion over each other, instead of trying to have what is factual, and that's dominion over your life, because that's the only thing that your judgment gives you. Now, did we hold each other accountable for what we did? No. And that's why this exists. You can't judge other people. You watch them and they can judge themselves and then hold them accountable for how they judge themselves. If you don't, everything falls apart. But it's up to you. I can tell you of God. I can tell you about an endless stream of possibilities and ways that he presents himself here and everywhere. But I'm not as articulate and as creative as some people are, like the producers of Star Wars. They called it science fiction. The Force runs through everything. Well, God runs through everything. And you can feel when people don't do what's right. You can feel when people do what's right. These things, they call it science fiction. I call it life. Understanding, love, trust. Trust in God. Am I going to die? Sure. Do I care? No. Chances are, if not nature itself, then man will get me, because I talk about God. And I talk about something that they want to control, and they cannot. They want to define it. They want to limit it. Can't be done. I am certain that what I have told you is true. And I tell you to look in the history books. Look at the world around you. Really look for the cause. The cause is they want to replace themselves in God's position. They don't want to help each other. They don't want to increase their joy. They just want to have material value because they think that is power, and it's not. I love you. I hope you do have a good day. I'm sorry that this is such hard things to take. But I remind you, when you go in the bathroom and you look in the mirror, you're looking at a miracle. Your life, the fact that you are alive, is a miracle. The fact that you have the ability to do anything as far as helping each other and making life better for yourself is a miracle. Only you can feel what you feel. That is a miracle. It was all given to you. I love you. I hope we will find a way to deal with each other a little bit kinder, because that means we're dealing with ourselves kinder. I'll talk to you later. Bye.